The poem, a concrete example by Reginald Arkel, included in the CBSE Class 8 curriculum, is a light-hearted and humorous piece that describes the speaker's observations about their next-door neighbor, Mrs. Jones, and her unique garden. Below is a detailed explanation of the poem, focusing on its content, themes, and key elements tailored for a class 8 student. Summary of the poem. The poem revolves around Mrs. Jones, the speaker's neighbor, who has a garden filled with stones arranged in various features like a winding or crazy path, a lily pond, a rockery means a garden with rocks and plants, and a sundial with an unusual design that she finds appealing. The speaker is amused by Mrs. Jones' efforts to plant tiny, delicate plants between these stones, noting that they seem insignificant and wondering how she manages to plant these plants in such small spaces, humorously suggesting she might use a pin. So one day, Mrs. Jones invites the speaker to see her garden. They spend a long time, about 50 minutes, discussing a particular flower. When the speaker eagerly asks where this lovely flower is, Mrs. Jones casually points out that the speaker is standing on it, creating a humorous and slightly embarrassing moment for the speaker. Stanza by stanza explanation. Stanza 1. The stone filled garden. Lines are: the next door neighbor, Mrs. Jones, has got a garden full of stones, a crazy path, a lily pond, a rockery, and just beyond, a sundial with a strange device which Mrs. Jones thinks rather nice. Explanation is: the speaker introduces Mrs. Jones, who has an unusual garden dominated by stones. The garden includes a winding path, a lily pond, a rockery, and a sundial with a unique design. The phrase strange device suggests the sundial has an odd or artistic feature, but Mrs. Jones finds it charming. The tone is light and slightly mocking, as the speaker seems to find the stone heavy garden peculiar. Stanza 2. My next door neighbor, Mrs. Jones, puts his plants between the stones. They are so delicate and small, they don't mean anything at all. I can't think how she gets them in unless she plants them with a pin. So here the speaker describes how Mrs. Jones carefully places tiny delicate plants between the stones. The speaker finds that plants insignificant means they don't mean anything at all, and is puzzled by how she manages to plant them in such tight spaces. The mention of a pin is a humorous exaggeration, highlighting the speaker's disbelief and adding a playful tone. Stanza 3. The visit. The next door neighbor, my next door neighbor, Mrs. Jones, once asked me round to see her stones. She stood and talked about a flower for quite a quarter of an hour. Where is this lovely thing? I cried. You are standing on it, she replied. So here Mrs. Jones invites the speaker to her garden to admire her stones. They spend a significant amount of time, about 15 minutes, as a quarter of an hour indicates, so just discussing a specific flower, where the speaker enthusiastically asks where this beautiful flower is, Mrs. Jones reveals that the speaker is accidentally standing on it. This creates a humorous but slightly awkward moment, emphasizing the speaker's lack of awareness and Mrs. Jones' calm, matter of fact responses. Themes: perspective and appreciation. The poem highlights the difference in perspective between the speaker and Mrs. Jones. While the speaker finds the tiny plants and stone heavy garden unimportant or odd, Mrs. Jones values them deeply, showing how people can appreciate different things. Humor and irony. The poem uses humor, especially in the final stanza, where the speaker's enthusiasm leads to the embarrassing realization that they are standing on the flower they were admiring. The irony ties with the speaker's lack of awareness despite their curiosity. Attention to detail. Mrs. Jones' careful planting of delicate plants and her pride in her garden reflect her attention to small details, which the speaker struggles to understand or notice. Literary devices: imagery, humor, rhyme, repetition, irony, tone and mood. Key takeaways for class 8 students.